She blew out 18 candles surrounded by everyone she loved. By 3 a.m., she was in an ambulance, bleeding and barely conscious. The person who did it? He was still at the party, helping clean up. He was her uncle. He was family. And nobody suspected a thing. Before we dive deeper, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're new here, click on the subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. This is Madison's story, and by the end of it, you'll understand why trust can be the most dangerous thing you ever give someone. Madison Turner grew up in a quiet suburb outside Denver, Colorado. Red brick houses, trimmed lawns, block parties every summer. Her family was tight-knit. Sunday dinners, holiday traditions, the kind of closeness people envy. Her father worked in construction. Her mother taught 3rd grade. And then there was Uncle Ray. Ray wasn't just her uncle. He was her godfather, her mom's younger brother, the guy who showed up to every recital, every birthday, every graduation. He was funny, generous, always cracking jokes at family gatherings. Madison adored him. Everyone did. When her 18th birthday rolled around, Ray insisted on throwing her a party. Not just any party. He rented a sound system, bought decorations, ordered a custom cake, and showed up with more alcohol than anyone expected. Madison's mom thought it was sweet. Her dad raised an eyebrow but didn't say much. Ray was family. What could go wrong? The party started at 7. By 9, the house was packed. Friends from high school, a few cousins, neighbors who stopped by to wish her well. Music pounded through the living room. Red Solo cups lined the kitchen counter. Madison wore a white sundress her grandmother had bought her. She felt beautiful, free. 18 felt like a door opening. Ray played DJ, taking requests, hyping up the crowd. He kept handing Madison drinks, insisting she celebrate properly. She laughed it off at first. But he was persistent. Her friends noticed. One of them, a girl named Becca, whispered to Madison in the hallway. "Something feels off about him tonight." Madison brushed it off. He's just being Uncle Ray. But even she felt it. The way his hand lingered on her shoulder when he handed her a drink. The way his eyes followed her across the room. The way he stood too close when he spoke to her. Her mom was busy entertaining guests in the kitchen. Her dad was outside grilling with his buddies. The music was too loud for anyone to hear anything else. And Ray? He was watching, waiting. By 11, Madison was tipsy. Not falling down drunk, but enough that the room tilted slightly when she stood. She remembers laughing at something Becca said. She remembers Ray appearing beside her, his hand on her back. "You look tired, sweetheart. Why don't you go upstairs and lie down for a bit? I'll make sure no one bothers you." She hesitated, but he was Uncle Ray, the man who taught her to ride a bike, the man who slipped her $20 bills when her parents weren't looking. She nodded. He walked her upstairs. Her bedroom door clicked shut behind them. What happened next would fracture her entire world. She remembers fragments. His voice, softer than usual. His hands, not gentle anymore. The smell of whiskey on his breath. She tried to push him away. Her voice came out weak, confused. "Uncle Ray, stop." But he didn't. She remembers the pain, the fear, the betrayal cutting deeper than anything physical. She remembers screaming, but the music downstairs drowned it out. She remembers fighting, but her body wouldn't cooperate. And then, nothing. Blackness. When Madison woke up, she was in a hospital bed. Bright lights, beeping machines, her mother's tear-streaked face hovering over her, her father pacing near the window, fists clenched. A nurse was checking her vitals. A doctor was asking questions she couldn't process yet. "What happened?" her mother kept asking, gripping her hand. "Honey, what happened?" Madison's throat was raw. Her body ached in places she didn't want to think about. She could barely form words. "Uncle Ray." Her mother's face went pale. "What about him?" He hurt me." The room went silent. Her father stopped pacing. Her mother pulled back, confusion flickering across her face. "Ray?" "No. No, sweetie, you were drinking. You fell. You hit your head." Madison shook her head, tears streaming. "No. He..." He did something to me." Her father left the room. Her mother stayed, but her grip loosened. The doubt had already begun. Downstairs at the house, the party had been shut down. Police were called when someone found Madison unconscious on her bedroom floor, dress torn, bleeding. Ray was gone. He'd left while everyone was distracted. No goodbye, no explanation. Just gone. The rape kit came back positive. DNA evidence confirmed sexual assault. Madison's blood tests showed elevated levels of a sedative she hadn't taken willingly. The police issued a warrant for Ray's arrest. But by then, he'd already lawyered up. He turned himself in 3 days later, calm and composed, and denied everything. "She was drunk," he told the detectives. "She came on to me. I pushed her away. She got angry and made this up. The family fractured overnight. Madison's mother was torn between her daughter and her brother. Ray had always been there for her. He'd helped her through her divorce before she remarried. He'd loaned them money when they were struggling. How could he do this?" Some relatives believed Madison, others didn't. Whispers started. She was always dramatic. She probably regretted it and blamed him. Teenagers lie for attention. Madison stopped going to school, stopped seeing friends. She couldn't leave the house without feeling eyes on her. Online, it got worse. Someone leaked her name. Comments poured in. Attention seeker, liar, homewrecker. Her Instagram flooded with messages calling her vile things. She deleted her accounts. She stopped eating, stopped sleeping. Her therapist diagnosed her with PTSD. Her parents barely spoke to each other. Her dad wanted Ray dead. Her mom wanted to believe it wasn't true. Madison wanted to disappear. 6 months later, another woman came forward. Her name was Angela. She was 32, and she was Ray's ex-wife's niece. Angela said Ray had assaulted her when she was 19 at a family reunion 7 years earlier. She'd never told anyone because she didn't think anyone would believe her. When she saw Madison's case in the news, something broke open inside her. She contacted the prosecutor. Her testimony was detailed, consistent, damning. Ray's defense tried to discredit her. They called her bitter, jealous, opportunistic, but the pattern was clear. 2 women, different years, same man, same method, alcohol, isolation, manipulation. The trial began in the fall. Madison sat in the front row every single day, even when it hurt to breathe. Her mother sat behind her. They didn't speak much, but she was there. Ray sat at the defense table in a pressed suit, looking calm. Sometimes he'd glance back at Madison and smile. It was the cruelest thing she'd ever seen. The prosecutor presented the evidence methodically, the DNA. The texts Ray had sent Madison after the assault, trying to convince her it was a misunderstanding. The testimony from Angela. The pattern of predatory behavior. Ray's lawyer painted Madison as a troubled teen, Angela as a scorned relative. But the jury saw through it. When the verdict was read, the courtroom was silent. Guilty. Guilty on all counts. Madison didn't feel relief. She felt hollow. Her mother collapsed into sobs beside her. Her father sat stone-faced, hands trembling. Ray's face didn't change. He just stared straight ahead. Sentencing came 2 weeks later. 23 years. No parole eligibility for 15. The judge looked directly at Ray and said, "You exploited trust. You destroyed innocence. You preyed on family." Madison stood to give her victim impact statement. Her voice shook, but she didn't cry. "You took something from me I'll never get back. But you didn't break me. I'm still here. And I'll make sure no one forgets what you did." Ray was led out in handcuffs. He didn't look back. Madison walked out of that courtroom, and for the first time in over a year, she felt like she could breathe. Healing wasn't immediate. It wasn't clean. Some days, Madison couldn't get out of bed. Other days, she forced herself to go to therapy, to talk to other survivors, to keep moving forward. Her mother eventually apologized. It took time, a lot of time, but she admitted she'd been in denial because the truth was too painful. Her father never spoke Ray's name again. Madison went back to school. She studied psychology. She started a blog about surviving trauma. It grew into a non-profit that connected assault survivors with legal resources and therapy. She didn't do it for recognition. She did it because she wished someone had done it for her. 3 years after the trial, Madison stood in front of a crowd of 200 people at a survivors rally. She told her story, not for pity, not for applause, but because silence protects predators. And she refused to be silent. Would you have seen the signs? Would you have spoken up, or would you have trusted him because he was family? Let us know in the comments below.